Hey, how you guys doing? It's producer from Brothers Comments. Welcome to the Who Day Over 40 podcast for long time, long suffering Cincinnati Bengals fans. Who Day, everybody. We are 72 hours out from the AFC Championship game where the good guys, the Cincinnati Bengals, head over to Kansas City to play the not so good guys, the Chiefs. We're going to get into the game today. We're going to talk about a little bit of news and notes and some of the stories that have been floating, on the news, social media, and whatnot over the past few days. Preview hint: they ain't talking about this game because they don't want to, because the Bengals is in it. I'm biased, call me whatever it is, but I've seen way too many stories about things that are not associated with the Final Four with the Bengals this week. On the line tonight, it's Big Hutch. What's happening, bro?
Hey, what's up?
If you're on the YouTube channel, you're seeing Ben Roethlisberger get sacked. It's kind of funny because I was at work today and, I'm on Twitter and I see big rape is trending. And I'm like, what the hell is big rape? I had no idea what it was. And so when I clicked the hashtag, it was that. So so Roethlisberger retires today, but we're not talking about that. This is a Bengals podcast, but we all hate him, that's for sure. So how you feeling, man? 72 hours out of this game. Not a whole lot of news. We're gonna talk about it, but how you feeling 72 hours out?
I feel I feel great, and actually we talk about it, but I feel more confident about this game than I do about the Titans.
Okay. All right. Yeah, we're gonna get into it here. We're just gonna go over a few things. Like I said, have been breaking over the week, and then really in no particular order. But this one's important. The Bengals are relatively healthy. Going into this championship game, there were three people that were listed as limited today: Cam Sample, defensive end; Josh Tupou, defensive tackle; and Stanley Wilson, who hasn't played in a couple of weeks, wide receiver, but he's so important on special teams as the gunner on punts and kickoffs. But relatively healthy for the Bengals. Uh, you just got to be. Sometimes you just got to be, lucky than good, Hutch, about these injuries, and the Bengals not got
It
hit
is
hard at all this year.
right. It is. Yes, you got to be lucky. I mean, right. If you lose too many people, no matter how good you are, you're gonna be in trouble.
Yeah, the Bengals got. I mean, they got lucky last week. Where able to get all these defensive linemen lined up to stop, King Henry, and this week, getting to the passer is somewhat important. Don't get me wrong, but being able to contain that pocket against Patrick Mahomes so he doesn't break contain and continue those plays. They had a big problem with that in the first half of the first game, is that they let him get loose and he got out, and then they made that pocket. It's the how they build the wall against Giannis for him driving to the basket. The same thing they do against Lamar, don't let him break contain. Make the pocket and make him make throws from there. And the big difference is that Patrick Mahomes can make every throw, unlike Lamar Jackson. So, yeah, it's a little bit different. But, yeah, you can't be letting him get out for those runs for 25, 30 yards at a time, which he's known to do. But, yeah, relatively healthy. The only real injury that the Chiefs have been dealing with is Tyrann Mathieu, who got concussed early in the Buffalo game. He's been in protocol all week, but they've been saying he's playing. I mean, ain't no way
Right.
somebody's letting a concussion keep him out of a chance to get to the Super Bowl.
But guess what? He played 3 weeks ago, 4 weeks
Correct.
ago. And
Yeah.
he was doing a lot of, damn it, that motherfucker got behind us again. Damn it. He was mad. He was pissed. But he couldn't do a damn thing about it.
Wow. Joe Burrow was on the injury list earlier this week too, after eating those 9 sacks. He was on the injury report with a knee, but he's practiced fully the past 2 days, so that's not an issue. T. Higgins was also on there. I think it's with his hand or something like that, and he practiced fully the last couple of days. So, I mean, this is a healthy team coming in. It ain't going to be injuries unless it's, God forbid, something that happens during the game that prevents either one of these teams from losing. So there's no excuses here.
Are they already in Kansas City? Do you know?
No, they are not. They are still. They practice at PBS today. Again, if it's the regular travel schedule, you travel on Fridays, walk through Saturday, game on Sunday. So they should be getting out to Kansas City tomorrow. All right. Let's see what else we got. That was T. Higgins. We got that. There's one of the fake controversies of the week that's been trending on Twitter and whatnot. about Joe Burrow saying in September, well, I played in some loud stadiums before. Nothing about Kansas City. Played in loud stadiums before. I'm in the SEC. 100,000 people in, Alabama and these other schools. So it gets loud there, implying that all these NFL stadiums are loud. So now they're taking that and run, and Chiefs fans are like, oh, well, you've never played in the Chiefs stadium, blah 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 blah, and
Do what you got to
like,
do with it.
yeah, well, isn't that funny though? Like, I mean, y'all got what 60,000 people maybe at the Chiefs Stadium, and there's 100,000 people in Alabama, and ain't
Right.
none of them cheering for you. So, I mean, I don't think that's going to be an issue.
Right.
So,
And yeah, he's going to be used to it. I mean, he's professional. It's going to be loud. That's what's going to happen. But
yeah,
he'll figure it out. We are going to figure it out.
right. Yeah, it's interesting. If you're on the YouTube version of this, I just pulled up the ESPN page. You'll see that the Chiefs are getting picked to win. This is at about a 70% clip. And then the other thing, the freaking secondary prices on Vivid Seats, about $400 if you wanted to go to this game, which is absolutely ridiculous.
Yeah.
But yeah.
But I
So
mean,
yeah,
I look too.
Right.
I mean,
Get over there. That's a trip and a half.
I think it's 8 hours for me.
Yeah, that's a
But
trip and a half.
I mean, if I knew we was gonna win, and of course I
No,
had
for sure. Yeah.
$1,000 laying around somewhere,
Mm.
sure, why not?
Right. I mean, and again, the Chiefs have every right or thought to be, I wouldn't say cocky, but comfortable that they're playing at home. You have one of the greatest quarterbacks of the modern era here going, but there are some warts here on this team. Let's not act like this is, some freaking super team, because it's really not. It's a very good offense with a super suspect defense. And we're going to get into this in a little bit, and a super suspect coach too. We're going to come back to that in a second too, especially the bigger the game gets. Another one of the controversies, you're not on social media, but I am. Patrick Mahomes' wife and brother. Now you wouldn't know any of this, and I don't know if you know what a tick or a tock is, but his brother is known for making these TikTok dances at the stadium of the visiting team, or the home team, excuse me. If they were playing in Cincinnati, he'd go out on the field somewhere and do a TikTok like Juju. And he's just an obnoxious little prick, to be honest with you. And his wife is pretty, I don't even think they're married yet. I think it's his fiance, but she's a little shrill herself. And so it's not people kind of hate on them, to be fair. After they won the game the other night, she's popping champagne from from the suite and pouring it on the fans at the stadium or whatever. I mean, they're just kind of not likable people, which is so funny because he's pretty likable.
He is likable. The Chiefs as a franchise are likable. They've been, they've been close. They had the Andy Dalton quarterback. They had really good teams and got beat by quarterback X, or they lost a game they should have won, and this and that, and they were suffering like buffering. And then Patrick Mahomes comes in, and shit, he's offsides and a bad offensive line from playing and maybe having 3 Super Bowls going on 4.
Right. Yeah, I mean, it's just again, that's a likable team. I don't have anything against the Chiefs. The trash talk online hasn't been nearly as bad as it was with the Titans. The Titans fans were just way full of themselves. I don't know. I don't know what Bengals team they thought they were gonna play, but it wasn't this one. I don't know if they had visions of Andy Dalton in their head or whatever, but it was not a good look what they had started. So yeah, but yeah, that's going to be a side story too, that his wife and brother are just pretty awful. If you see it on YouTube, you see the story there. Spraying the champagne on fans.
I had no idea.
Yeah.
That did. I mean, yeah.
Hey, can I be mean for a second? I know you know me to be. I've crossed lines before. Can I be mean for a minute?
Go for
it. She is beat. Like, he is making what, $40 million a year,
something like that.
you gonna get a white girl, get one better than that. That's basically
damn,
it.
that's a little mean.
That I'm sorry, but hey, look, Russell Wilson was afflicted with this problem as well. If you want to pull up a picture of his first wife,
Yeah,
and then he hit the super upgrade button with the turbocharge when he got to Ciara.
all right.
Patrick Mahomes needs to do the same
Boy,
thing.
that's mean.
Yeah, I mean, he hit the. Again, if you're on YouTube, pull up a picture of Russell Wilson's first wife. Again, if you're gonna get you a white girl, get you at least a baddie. This ain't it. I just said, let me be.
You remember the line from the Jungle Fever?
No, but go ahead. Jackson? What was the line?
Oh, damn, I don't remember it like you used to.
Oh, okay.
There was Jungle Fever, but yeah. Yeah. Well, when black men pick white women, it's something about they don't get it from the penthouse, they get it from the outhouse.
Ouch. Yeah. I mean, again, we know how this goes. Right. I mean, again, maybe it won't be for him because, he grew up in privilege. So it's not like, he's not like an upgrade like that would need to come from him because he grew up in privilege. But eventually, Russell Wilson, that shit, Patrick. All right. So the other conversation that's been going on this week after that incredible game between the Chiefs and the Bills, and that was an incredible football game for the last quarter or 6 minutes of it, and then overtime, is, everybody on the nuts of Mahomes and what's his name, Josh Allen.
You gotta be, don't you?
Well, yeah, I understand that, but this is going to be Manning and Brady. This is going to be Magic and Bird, whatever, Jordan versus the league. This is going to be all of those types of things. And Joe Burrow seems to be getting left out of this conversation and equation. And again, we're fans of the Bengals, but how fair is that?
This is her, right? The first wife of
why his coach don't squib that damn ball.
But there's 13 seconds left. In 13 seconds, you don't expect the other team to go 50 yards in freaking 13 seconds.
Yeah. I don't know. Yeah, look, there you go. If you're on YouTube, you see that's a good picture there.
Yeah, that is a good picture
because there's seen some other ones where she's been kind of beat. Yeah, I'll take that one.
That's what the money was.
Yeah, regardless though, the upgrade is still turbocharged with Ciara. So absolutely turbocharged. All right. But so how fair is this to Joe Burrow? I mean, he has an amazing year, especially the back half of it. Yards, touchdowns, lack of interceptions, just throws his first interception, and I think in 7 weeks in that game, which wasn't an interception. That ball hit the ground. And that ball hit the ground for sure. And so that was some crap. But, so why is he being left out of the conversation? Is it because he plays in Cincinnati? That's the cynical view. Or he's only done this for, 10 games plus 16 plus 2 playoff games. So 28 games? And he's missed like the Cleveland game. So under 30 games, is that the reason that he's not being, talked about?
It's a little bit of everything. It's Cincinnati Bengals. They are not a major move the meter franchise.
Right.
The other 3 quarterbacks, the other, the AFC now is going to be loaded with quarterbacks, with young quarterbacks.
Mm-hmm.
And we're getting rid of these old dudes. Joe Burrow is in the conversation. As a matter of fact, he's in the top 3 or 4. He might be, and maybe he might be top 2.
Right.
So we will see.
Yeah. It just seems. I mean, again, let's not act like Buffalo is a major market. Okay, let's not act like that. Cincinnati is a bigger market than freaking Buffalo. So, but again, maybe he's been in the league longer, and again, the last impression is him driving that team down the field against a defense that a couple of phone calls away from calling us to go play in the secondary.
Right.
Let's not act like he did it against the 85 Bears.
No, but I mean, damn, he scored twice in 2 minutes?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Under 2 minutes. And damn, if you got 13 seconds left in the freaking game, you don't think the other team could go 50 yards.
Yeah, in theory. Yeah.
In theory, well, they did have both teams had all 3 timeouts.
All their
timeouts.
timeouts. Isn't that
What the
something?
hell?
Yeah. I was like, how do they still have all their timeouts? Like, this is just amazing.
Right.
So yeah, I don't know. So yeah, that's pretty
Squib kick
wild.
it next time.
Yeah, if you squib it and force them to touch it, you know what I mean? Like, even if they get, I mean, but I guess then they pick it up at the 40 and go down, or at the 35, then they only got to get 20 yards. And I don't know. There's no good answer.
Right. The Bills had two of their safety, and both of their safeties. Aren't they going to the Pro Bowl? But still, they got. I mean, they would get smoked.
Yeah, they got smoked. Yeah, it wasn't a good look for either defense at the end of that game. All right. It's a weird, funny story just because he's a Michigan man and we want to run him. I guess Ja'Marr Chase was telling a story about how when he got recruited by Les Miles for LSU, he was like, "No, you can't play wide receiver. I want you to be a defensive back." So that's why Les Miles is at Kansas.
Not anymore.
Yeah. Did he get fired from there?
Oh yeah, because he was doing a little too much touching.
Oh, was he? Did he get caught with one like his assistant or something like that?
He did. Yeah, he did. Well, he did something bad at LSU, and then he ended up going to
Kansas.
Right, yeah. But I think the LSU shit followed
him. Yeah, not a great. Well, I mean, again, them winning that. Well, that championship was fugazi against Ohio State too. So whatever. Ugh. Awful. All right, where we go. So when I was saying about the championship, so there was a story that came out that Andy Reid is the first coach to ever get two different teams to 4 consecutive championship games. So he did it with the Eagles in the early aughts, and then he's now done it here with the Chiefs. And somebody had posted that, and I'm sure there was a bunch of comments under there. But my thing was, I was like, well, he's 3-5 in them championship games. Yep. And for a time there, remember when he was with the Eagles, he couldn't win one. Like I think it was the last one he finally won that he got to, when he got to the Super Bowl and lost to the Patriots.
Right. Yeah. He's a hard luck story. I mean, he is a genius on offense, but so there's some clock management and some other things that haunted him, and they lost a lot of them games. The team they shouldn't have lost to as well.
Correct. Yeah, I mean, with a couple of those Eagles teams, those McNabb teams should have got to the Super Bowl, and they kind of fumbled the ball. Now look at it with him here with the Chiefs. The one year they lose to the Patriots in that, and the other year that they do win and get to the Super Bowl last year. But again, a couple of phone calls away from calling us to play on the offensive line. They get run through by the Patriots last year in the Super Bowl. So I mean, he's got some warts in these big games.
Right, he does. And hey, guess what? The Chiefs, if you look at their playoff runs, they've been down big in games, and they figure out a way to win some of them. But they should never be down 21 to the Texans.
Houston, yeah.
Right, they were down 10 in the Super Bowl to the freaking 49ers.
Yeah, and Jimmy Garoppolo freaking missed deep ball from losing that freaking Super Bowl too. So yeah, I hear what you're saying. Yeah, and it's just people talk all the time, and even though I've been shitting on Michael Wilbon for a couple of weeks now because of his hate for the Bengals, he has been calling everybody on the Chiefs nutsack. He's been calling they're a dynasty of one. So like, calm down. Y'all haven't done. Yes, you've been in the Super Bowl twice, but you lost that one, and it wasn't really even a close one. And you barely got through the one that you got through. Like, calm down. It's a dynasty of one. You're gonna have to do something else before you're gonna call you a great team. So, yeah. All right. So let's look at this. What are your major concerns going into this game? I watched that game from December, whatever it was, or 3 weeks ago, however long it was ago. And I mean, that game had a very good chance of getting out of order quick. The Chiefs score, I think it was 14-0 before the Bengals scored, but the Chiefs scored like 28 points by halftime. you know, and the Bengals only got to 17. They got it going, but I mean, it's 14-0 before Jamar hits the freaking Tecmo Bowl Bo Jackson move and runs through the, you know, for that touchdown, leaving everybody behind him, which kind of, you know, gave everything a spark. But people forget the Chiefs went right down the field and scored, and it was 21-7. So,
Right.
I mean, what's your biggest fear going in?
This time we're not at home. If they figure out, if they get back to a 14, it's gonna be, I think it's gonna be a little bit more troublesome. Basically, this is what I got. This is where I'm at.
Off the YouTube, by the way, you're like you blending into the background. I'm not really
Oh
sure
yeah,
what
well,
happened
yeah,
there.
that's
You're
my,
like a
I'm
ghost.
playing defense. But anyway, yes, they're going to score 28 points. We should score 28 points on them.
Mm-hmm.
Can we get 29 to their 28?
Mm-hmm. Right. Yeah. It does have that whoever has the ball last situation, just like the game in Cincinnati. They had the ball last. Freaking props to Zach Taylor for what happened to Buffalo. He's like, look, we got to score. We can't turn the ball back over to this dude because he's going to take it down there and he's going to get whatever they needed to win or tie. And that's why he went for it on 4th down twice instead of kicking that field goal with, you know, under a minute to go, because this is exactly what happened to Buffalo.
Right.
So yeah, I fear, you know, you watch a lot of NBA playoff basketball, you know, when they had people in the stands pre-COVID or whatever. And, you know, when that team goes on the road, you know, they always tell you, like, you got to withstand the first 10 minutes.
Yep.
You know, because it's just, you know, the team is playing so hyped, the crowd is so hyped, they're reaching for balls, refs ain't calling nothing, whatever. The Bengals have to survive the first quarter. Will not be like down, like, you know, more than two scores. You know, you can't be down more than 10, anything like that. Because if you can survive it,
we cannot see our punter either. We don't want to see our punter.
Right, but the longer the game goes on and the Bengals are in it, you know, we got a quarterback that's clutch too. And if the longer it goes on, the more of a chance he's going to have to put that in there. But you got to withstand that first quarter. You cannot let them get 21 points and 3 sacks or whatever it is, like something crazy like that, a turnover, any of that stuff. Like that has to not happen in the first quarter.
And I think they're going to, I think they will see the Titans take and be like, you know what, screw it. We are going to gun for Burrow.
Right. Yeah. And I listened to a podcast, and shouts out to the Locked On Bengals folks, about how that's not the defense that the Chiefs run, though. All those stunts, you know, the Titans were all stunts, you know, people engaging and rolling around and all that and creating these confusion problems. That's not what the Chiefs do. They rush with their people, and Spagnuolo, you know, he blitzes, but which is super dangerous because Burrow reads blitzes. I think he's got a ridiculous QBR or quarterback thing against the blitz. It's like 99. Like, you don't blitz him, and definitely don't zero him, because he's going to kill it. And, you know, I mean, just like the 3rd and 27 that they got beat on, you know, in the game in Cincinnati, like you zeroed him on that play and you let him get down, you know, he got the ball down the field as Jamar. So it'll be interesting to see what wrinkles they try to throw in to confuse him. You know, Burrow definitely looked confused against the Titans. That's the first time playing. Oh, that's the second time playing them, but he got confused, and he still threw for 348 yards. How does that work? He didn't have a good game, but he threw for 348. Like, who does that?
That's amazing. And the Titans have a really good, or they have that defensive line, as we all well saw, was pretty damn good. Yeah. And their cornerbacks, they were shaky, but
yeah. It's so funny that they ran coverage on him and a freaking safety over the top on Jamar on that last play, and he still beat it and got 20 yards.
Yeah.
He still beat and got to the sideline and got out of bounds too. So it's just amazing. So what are your major advantages for the Bengals, if they have any, to you? I think they got some, but what's your major advantages?
Right. We just discussed it. No matter, like I said, no matter what, we get 28 points.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, I hope Mixon can run. If Mixon can run the ball and, get 5, 6, 7 yards of carry or something, every Mixon run helps us.
Mm. It shortens the game, that's for sure.
It shortens the
And
game,
keeps him off the field.
right?
Hmm.
But
Yeah,
but we're gonna have 3 or 4 options to throw to all day. I think.
you really got to think that they're going to roll some extra coverage over to Jamar Chase, so he doesn't beat him for 200 plus yards again. Um, but that should open up. T. Higgins should
Everybody
be.
else,
Yeah, well, he should be open. He should be going against their third or fourth cornerback at that point.
right?
I mean, he needs to win and needs to win big. And there's no reason to think that he can't. He's a 1,000-yard wide receiver. Like, I
Right,
mean, why would you think that he couldn't?
right.
So they have the complete advantage on offense, and they're gonna have to score points. You can't, like you said, we can't see Kevin Huber too much. You can't give the ball over to them. They get Clyde Edwards-Helaire back to this. He missed that game. But for us, freaking what's his face missed that game. Logan Wilson I think now that might have been his first game back from his shoulder injury that we thought he was going to go on the IR, but he's back for that, like it's going to be close. There's no, and barring an unforeseen extra amount of turnovers, I can't imagine this game isn't a fourth quarter game. People predicting a blowout one way or the other, I think are, they're not being realistic.
All right.
So,
Yeah. So, yeah, I hope we get the ball first. We go down and score. If we can
oh,
do
really? You don't
score a touchdown,
defer? You
what's
don't
that?
defer? They've been deferring all year when they win the toss.
They have. But I like to, if we can score on them real quick and put the fear of Penguin in them, I would love to do that.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know. I'm in that where they've done this before. Just defer, try to get out there and hold on that first drive, let them score, and get that ball after halftime. After again, it's the opposite Marvin teams where they score at halftime and then they come out, make adjustments, and then they score again. I mean, it's been a fairly consistent theme over several games for the Bengals this season. So you'd like to see that again. All right. What's your prediction though, man? I don't know if I shared this with you or not. I tweeted it. I've had a dream about this game, about each playoff game before. Maybe not the night before or whatever, although I think one of them was the night before. I've had every single one. And how you know me, my entire life. I wouldn't call me exactly the most what's the word?
Optimistic.
Optimistic. That's it. I wouldn't call me the most optimistic person in the world. I think that would be fair. I dreamed that they won each game. And last night, I dreamed they won this one too, 38-36. And I think that's very close to what it would probably be if they win 38-36. What's your prediction?
I feel better. Actually, I feel better about this game than I did about the Titans.
Right.
The Chiefs, to my knowledge, have no or their DBs are hot garbage.
Correct. Toasty.
Mm-hmm. In fact, they're almost 10 out of 11 dudes on their defense, or 9 out of 11, are just spinny bases. They just out there. So if you can get around the spinny bases, you can score.
Right.
And I think we can do that. So it's just like I said, I think it's going to come down to that. Whoever has the ball last and kicks that whatever winning field goal, I think it's going to be a field goal game.
Yeah,
and I think it'll be like 41-38, something crazy,
something crazy. Yeah,
something really out there.
Yeah, it seems like
perfect.
That. It seems like it's going to be something like that. And again, if you've listened to the last 2 weeks of podcasts here, I have not seen the end of any of these games. Against the Raiders, I bailed. My blood pressure was like, get the hell out of the house, sir. Last week, I had a concert with my daughter, and I missed the game in the second half because I had to be at this concert. And I turned all my phones off or whatever, and I found out later, like, hey, yeah, they won. I'm like, oh my God, they did. Good job. So my family thinks I'm a jinx.
Shit, I'm a jinx.
I mean, that's what I'm saying. They think I'm a jinx. So, like, you need to not be in this house for this game. Now, if you listen to this, I live in Florida. I live maybe 10 minutes from the beach. Yet it's only going to be 55 degrees here on Sunday. That's not beach weather. But if it wasn't, if we were getting a regular 80-degree day here, like a normal Florida day, I would probably maybe think of skipping some of this, if not all of it. Because I don't know, blood pressure wise, I don't know. You can't do Why Not Us if you're on the YouTube. There's Why Not Us shirt. No, didn't you hear that from God, who's the big defensive tackle?
On our side, Reader.
Yeah, DJ Reader. Like it's not no more Why Not Us. It's we is us. Yeah, he said
Oh,
we no
dang.
we is no we is them. Like why not us?
Oh
No,
yeah,
we is them.
okay. Sure.
Yeah, we is them. So yeah, I feel pretty good about this. Again, I don't know how I'm gonna feel come 3 o'clock on Sunday, but as of right now, you know, the Bengals got more than a fighting shot. This isn't a puncher's chance. This isn't playing with house money. This isn't. They're good. Like Joe Burrow said, I'm tired of this underdog narrative. We're a good team. We got good players and good coaches. We didn't just fall into this freaking game here. We went out and we beat the people that we were supposed to beat. You know, let's go.
Mm.
So, you know, whether they're a year ahead of schedule or 2 years or whatever, they don't have the line or whatever.
5 years.
They are literally 60 minutes from getting themselves into a Super Bowl against whichever one of those two teams wins. It's not like they're a world beater that like, oh shit, Cincinnati has to be scared of them. Neither one of them.
Who would you rather play though?
Probably the 49ers because you can exercise every freaking Bengal demon in one season.
Yeah.
Every single
this
one.
is
That's
this
literally
is
the only one that
perfect.
would be left.
Man, do I can see about 10 different t-shirts, but definitely the revenge tour would be great. And yes, exercise all demons, all of them in one freaking year.
Yep. Can't win a playoff game. Check. Can't win a playoff game on the road. Check. Can't beat the 49ers in the Super Bowl. Check. Mate. That's it.
Can't beat the Steelers. Check.
Yep. Check.
Check.
I mean, just it's checks all over the place.
Right.
So might as well just do it all.
Right.
You know, it's the line
right out of
Major League.
Major League. Win the whole fucking thing.
Yep. Might as well. So yeah, so we're gearing up. You know, we're gearing up. I keep saying I'm gonna go drive this hour and a half to Skyline and get me some Skyline and bring it back for the game. I still haven't done it. That's a long. That's an hour and a half both ways, so that's a 3-hour drive to go get some Skyline. I don't know. I don't know. I tell you what though.
When if they let you go to Walmart.
Well, if they win this game on Sunday, that should be over at 7. Nah, it's too late to drive to Fort Lauderdale. But yeah, I feel pretty good. Hopefully they win. And you know, we got something to talk about, you know, 7+ o'clock on Sunday night.
Even if we the worst happens, we are, I mean, this is the best season ever.
Right. 35. I would say honestly, probably outside of 88 and 2005 is probably up there too for me. Clearly my favorite Bengal team. Like not even close.
Right.
88, I love that team. You know, Boomer squad and his MVP squad. I love that team. But this team, but this team is just different. Like it is, you know, they got ballers and clutch players. I mean, look, man, our kicker. I saw a YouTube thing today or a Twitter video from Florida. They're like, oh, you know, they would just set up balls for him to kick just, you know, for fun, to just see how far he could get it. And they put out one out there. He hit a 68-yard field goal. I was like, wait a minute, what? 68 yards? Are you kidding me? So, you know, Jamar Chase, baller, like just all these clutch gene dudes. And I will say to you, Hutch, even when we were good, 88, 2005, we had zero clutch player. Carson's clutch? Nope.
No.
Chad? Hell no. Nope. The bigger the moment, the bigger he shrank.
All right.
Nope. Not at all. Dalton? Not clutch. AJ kind of shrunk in big moments too.
Yeah.
Honestly, very good, but shrunk in the bigger moments.
Hmm.
You know, like this is a bunch of clutch dudes. Like they're just clutch, and we haven't ever had that before. So something got to give, man. Something's got to give. So the longer we don't have to talk about who we're drafting, how we're gonna fix the offensive line, all of that stuff, the longer we don't have to talk about it.
You went on Sunday. Good grief. I
Yeah.
mean, whew, just I don't know what I'm going to do. Like I said, I'm still in shock and awe from the last two playoff
Right. Yeah.
wins. Wins.
I told Goat Killer today, I was like, hey man, they win that game, go Super Bowl, win Super Bowl. Same thing I said at the beginning of the podcast. We're gonna drive up there, blah, blah, blah. Go to the parade, probably catch COVID with all these crazy people out there not wearing a mask. Jokingly, I'm gonna make that point clear. Jokingly, I was like, you know what, God, you can go ahead, take it. I'm good.
Don't be feel like that, cause God don't be playing.
Yeah, I know. Like it was all jokes, God. I'm just playing. But yeah, I can't imagine a world, and this has to be how Red Sox fans felt, Cubs fans felt. I can't imagine a world where I know the Bengals won the Super Bowl. So coming into the season, it's like, hey, can they win another one? I can't even imagine living in that world at this point. But I will gladly live in it and gladly be. It's just like my son's flag football team. Y'all won the championship last year. I can watch these games. This ain't nervous at all because y'all already won a championship. You know, if you win it, whatever. Y'all looking to repeat. Not like the first time you're going to do it. Those other games made me nervous as hell. I didn't watch a lot of them. Oh, y'all won a championship? Cool. We're good. Keep it moving.
Right. Well, like I said, this game. I mean, hey, like I said, I feel good. I mean, no matter what happens,
it's a great season.
It's a great, awesome season.
Yep.
It should be all. If we can keep Mr. Burrow up and whatever,
right,
we're gonna be in it. The division just got easier.
Right. Yep.
So yeah, it's gonna be all beauty.
Yeah. Yeah, that's our preview, y'all. Y'all will hear from us. Probably win, lose, or draw. You probably need, unless it's a 68-yard field goal the other way.
If we lose like Buffalo lost,
other way. Oh yeah, I'd be devastated.
Right.
I work with a Buffalo fan, and he was like, "I'm never watching football again." So,
right. That shit was a yank out of the heart.
That's a killer. So we need exit music, man. Is looking for something that's got hope. Looking for something that's, all I do is win. What you got?
Damn, I don't have anything.
Oh, come on, man. Under pressure, man. Evan McPherson, this freaking song.
Oh, jeez.
Under pressure.
What
they say? I guess we're going to the championship game.
All right. We went to Meatloaf yesterday, Sunday. Or Time Warp. Yeah, do that. All I do is win song or something, clutch or something like that. Damn, I should have. I usually have songs come right to my head. I don't have to even think about it. Or what? I don't know.
It'll be a surprise for the non-YouTube people. We'll see what song we wind up putting in post-production. If you're on YouTube, you don't get a song. It just fades us out. So yeah, remember you'll be able to find this podcast on SoundCloud, iTunes, Stitcher, Google Play. Since they've been winning, our numbers have been going up. So I was scrolling through the SoundCloud thing, and I was like, man, people have been listening to old ass podcasts of us talking about the Bengals. I was like,
oh, really?
Who Dey over 40 versus there's a Who Dey over 40 versus the Titans from when they played the Titans last year. But then there's a Who Dey over 40 versus the Titans, playoffs, there too. So like all these titles are trending on there. And it's like, wait a second. Hold on. If you share the screen with me, I can pull this up.
Oh, wait here one moment. Go for it.
Hold on. Let me see if I can do that. Let's see. SoundCloud, I didn't take the share screen yet. Make sure I'm not crazy. Stats. Post attendee. Oh wait, where am I? Here we go. Where's the share screen? And it must be this one. Let's see what happened. You see that?
I can.
So SoundCloud. So who they over 40 versus the Titans? That's not that one. Who they over 40 versus the Jets? Who they over 40 versus the Super Bowl Follies? Who they over 40 versus Bengals all-time greats? I mean, like people are digging through the archives, so to speak.
Right. That's cool. That's what they're there for.
Yeah. So
we might
yeah.
do. I might. Damn, Sunday can't get here fast enough, and yet I'm like, whew.
Yeah, we could probably dig something out, pre-kickoff, kind of go maybe do a live on YouTube or something or Facebook or something like that. And kind of how you feeling, ahead of the game or whatever, Sunday morning. Again, they've been playing on Saturday, so it's been like, oh man, I can't do anything for the rest of the day because this game is coming at 3:00. So now it's Sunday at 3:00. So my Saturday is free, but again, it's going to be cold as Florida cold here this weekend. Only at 50 degrees. So I'm not gonna be leaving the house, so be inside. So we can probably record some stuff. I'd really like to do the watch along like we did before. We didn't do the watch along for the Titans game, just to keep the 40-minute condensed from NFL game, from whatever that thing is I pay for. Game day, game pass. So yeah, we're good. Come on, what's up with the turkeys?
Shit, I might make another one. We won them.
Yeah,
we won
the superstitions are rolling, y'all. Again, if that's a superstition, that means I can't watch the second half of this game. I gotta leave. I can watch the first half, and I gotta go. I gotta find some place to go. Drive to Orlando.
What if we're up 28-0?
I don't even. Against him, I still don't trust it. Damn, I still don't trust it. No, I don't trust it. I don't trust it. I don't trust it. Yeah, there's also, and there's the last bit is all I do is win begins to play us out. I had the definite thought this morning of this is Bundynomics. So if you watch Married with Children back in the day, if you understand the theory of Bundynomics, is like, as there an equal amount of good that you are doing, there's an equal amount of bad building up against it. That's
straight law of life, ain't it?
Yeah, it's strictly Bundynomics. So we've been riding a pretty good high right now. So that means there's a low coming at some point. But let's hope it's not this Sunday. But okay, well, last question.
Yeah.
Would you rather lose?
Oh, yeah. I was going to say the same fucking question.
Or lose in the Super Bowl? Because I would much rather lose in this championship game. I again, that first Super Bowl loss, I was only 10. So not that big an issue. That second one, I was 18. And that shit hurt. As they used to say in our neighborhood, that shit hurted.
That shit hurt a lot. It's out of that Ohio State. And fucking not to mention all the fucking Browns fans who
who ain't never been in the Super Bowl. Yeah. I was just telling my kids the other day, like a friend of mine. I mean, we were friends, like we were decent friends. And I don't know if I was riding a bus or city bus at the time. I got there and he was all, "Oh, your team." I mean, a good friend. I was ready to scrap in the cafeteria, man. Right. I was ready to fight. People was like, "Dude, just calm down." Like, was not ready. Not ready.
So that shit after at Ohio State, stanky Brown fans, they could "Woo, Joe Montana got y'all. We gonna be there in 90." No, not exactly.
We may have Joe Montana ourselves.
Yeah, we could.
We surely could.
But the whole AFC, the whole quarterback tier from 27 and under, I mean, there are going to like at least 6 good quarterbacks from 27 and under right now. So it's going to be a dog fight.
Yep. Let's see what happens. All right, folks. We're going to see y'all in a couple of weeks. Hutch, if you show your shirt up, we may be selling these soon. If you want to be a fan, if you want to be a fan of the Who They Over 40 shirt, see that of the temptations of Bengals fans there at the Who They Over 40 crew. We might be selling those soon. So keep that in mind. So as the producer of this podcast, I'm going to sign off. Hutch, sign off, man. Who They?
Food fucking day.
Yeah, we'll see y'all 7 8 o'clock on Sunday. Peace. Hopefully after a dub.
Peace.